listening to Marlinspike Seamanship. We're going to discuss many aspects of it and the different functions of the knots and splices that we do. All right, for starters, we're going to splice a piece of double braid today. This is 3/8 double braid. You'll need your proper hollow fid for it. They're denoted by size. This is 3/8 line, so I'm using a 3/8 fid. So you start by small piece of thin tape at the end, and then you do 1 fid length. That's your mark 1, and then you go take mark 1 and you get your eye size, whatever that is. That second mark on the standing part of the line here is mark 2. After that, you're going to go down approximately 5 fid lengths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we just tie a simple overhand knot or a stopper knot. That just keeps our line from falling apart as we're working with it. All right, so once you do that, mark 1, mark 2, we're going to tease open the line at mark 2 to get the core out. I like to use the smallest fid that I have. It's a 1/4 inch fid, and that keeps it, the tip isn't sharp and it won't nick your line. You don't want to make any nicks or cuts in your brand new rope. So yeah, you kind of get a hold of it. It's a little tedious. Sometimes it goes easier than others. And then we pull it out. So now we have our core outside of the cover. Now we're going to what they call normalize the rope, but we're just going to work it a little bit. So I scrunch it all up, I go back to my stopper knot, and I milk it back the other way, until we end up with the core is going to end up slightly longer than the cover, and that's what you're looking for. Now we're going to secure this with a bit of tape just to keep it from getting sloppy again. This is specialty tape designed for splicing, and the reason that we use it is it's strong and fairly slippery as you're dragging the lines through and stuff. You can buy it online. You can also use masking tape works, but you don't want to use electrical tape. Electrical tape is too gummy and will make your splice very difficult to drag through. All right, so now we have normalized our line. We're going to make the marks on the core. So right where the core comes out of the cover is mark 1. That is mark 1. We're going to get a bunch of the core out. Now if you look on these Samson fids, they have this mark here, and that is your half fid length. I know it doesn't look like half a fid length, but that's where you start. Mark 2 of the core is right where the mark is on the fid itself. Then your third and final mark, mark 3, is 1.5 fid lengths from mark 2. So 1 fid length to here, 1.5 to the mark again. Make a nice round mark all the way around so you don't lose it. As you see, I kind of changed pens so that I can mark on the outside of this blue. All right, now we take our cover. Now mark 1 on the cover, the one closest to the bitter end, come down about an inch, inch and a half, something like that, and we're going to do a taper. So we're going to pull a set of threads out about every inch or so, working our way towards the bitter end. And what this is going to establish is a taper in the line itself, and that helps with the tucks. You'll see later. All right, then we trim off these extra threads. We like to use scissors for this. You don't really need to use a knife, is just too sloppy, really. You will need a good set of shears. These are by Splicer. All the tools are available online. So there. Now, as you'll see, this is a nice taper. So then I take my 3/8 fit, as we discussed earlier, and I tuck this into the hollow port of it. And then take my tape and secure that line to the fit. You want to wrap it thin, fairly tight, fairly secure. This is the easy, All right, now you take your cover and we're going to tuck it into the core, and we are going to start at Mark II and come out of Mark III. So you need to be very careful when you're doing this not to get your fid tangled up in other threads. So you open up the core and you push it through. You don't want it coming out the other side until you get to your mark. There, I'm at my Mark III. So now you want to pull this through. It should come through easily. If it doesn't, it means you're probably bound up somewhere in there. You need to pull it back out. So now we separate this from our fid. Tie a simple overhand knot so you don't lose it back up inside the core. Right? That is the basis for your eye right there. Next, we're going to tuck the fid or the core into the cover. This is what creates the strength of your splice. Alright, so then you want to make sure there are no twists in your core. Kind of let it spin out, make sure you didn't actually wrap it around itself or something. We're going to pull back. You got to find the original mark on the core that's 1 fid length deep. And we're going to feed this in. We're going to come out about 1/2 fid length down here. I go a little extra, and I'll show you, because it makes the splice a little stronger. Because I'm paranoid. The longer your eye is, the harder they are to splice, because you have more cover to go down through. But just keep milking the line down. Keep sliding. See, now the fid's in here, so that's about 1/2 fid length. You can go a little extra if you want, but 1/2 fid length is your minimum. Alright, so I got my fid coming out. I'm going to pull this down through, and hopefully this goes nice and smooth. It is currently going okay. There we go. So now we kind of pull this tight. We want to get that berry. See that berry right there? That's where the core is going in. This is important that is about, that's tight. Because this will get your length right when you trim off the core. There's going to be your eye when we're all done. Put that out of the way a little bit. All right. So now we have our eye size. We got everything kind of buried. All right, we're going to go ahead and take this off. Take this knot out. And to help with your taper again, to make everything pretty, I kind of cut this off at a 45. Just to make sure it goes up in there nice and smooth. See how that's nice and pretty? We like pretty. Pretty and smooth. That's the whole reason we're using the auto braid. Alright, so I mark where it comes out right there. And I want to cut it off about ½ an inch above that mark so that it buries and disappears. See if I can do this without, I'm gonna have to go over to the cleat to do this. So we got our basic eye in. Now we're gonna milk it, do the final bury so it's all pretty. So find a stationary point. On most vessels, we're gonna have a winch or a cleat or something. Put a little tension here. And we kind of milk that cover up. This is the hard part of the splice. Voila, one double braid splice.